Hi viewers, as some of you may know, I've been a collector since childhood, but when I first got heavily into bullion, silver and gold, one of the things that I used to do was chase all the new releases. So I would look and we would discuss in groups what we thought was going to be popular, and I would buy 5 or 10 of each coin, the new release, hoping that they would do well. And of course a lot of them didn't, because 2 years down the line either spot dropped or the collectability value of that particular bullion piece dropped, and and I then could have bought it for 10-20% less than I'd paid 2 years before. So that's really one of the things I wanted to cover in this video today, about patience. And there are obviously going to be certain coins that do extremely well, but finding those is not easy. We don't all have a crystal ball. It's like the Germania series. They are very popular, and I think that popularity will eventually wane. Oh, nice little spin there. That was fun. Yes, so I think eventually the popularity of these pieces will wane, and further on down the line the price of them will drop. Maybe not back to the original purchase price. They will still be collector pieces. Unlike Robin Hood, I don't think that'll do very much. Especially the quality is pretty crappy on these raw mint bullion pieces. But trying to guess which pieces are going to do better than others is really an impossible game, really. You just have to get other people's opinions, and that's what I used to do, and then pull the trigger. But I've learnt now that I'm not buying 5 or 10 of new releases anymore, because it might be that in 6 months' time or a year's time I go into my LCS, he's got the same coins that he's paid under spot for, and he'll have them selling to me for £4 or £5 over spot. So I tend not to chase too many new releases. I mean, obviously, there are, I am buying the odd few piece. Obviously, the new King Charles, I don't think they're going to do exceedingly well, but maybe in the future when I'm not here, they might have a collector value, being the first coins issued with King Charles. And of course, if he ends up having a short reign, hopefully, then they might be more collectible. That's another one that I thought would do really well. I did buy a few of these, if I remember rightly, from the East India Company. Beautifully designed, beautifully struck, but not a bullion priced coin, I must say. So anyway, going back onto the patience. Now, my most recent experience with that is obviously I saw gold and silver both pretty high recently, and so I've just been setting some money aside, really expecting it to pull back. It was just I felt with interest rates going up, then silver and gold should come down, and obviously we can't predict what world events are going to change the spot price of silver and gold. You might have an inclination that something could happen, but it's no guarantee. Anyway, obviously gold did drop to, I think, $1840, was it? $1820, I can't remember. But I did snag some gold up. not right at the bottom, but very near the bottom. And obviously, you know, as of today, it's heading up towards $2,000 again, I think. And at the same time, I did buy half a dozen ounces of silver. Specific pieces that, you know, I hadn't got in my stack. And I will obviously be revealing them at some point between now and the next couple of months. But I'm basically building a box. I'm sure many of you have heard of that, where you buy stuff and just have it sent all in one shipment. So all will be revealed at some point in the near future, I hope. Yeah, so years ago, you know, I'd have bought half a dozen of these, and probably half a dozen pandas as well, in the hope that you know, they would do well. But invariably, a lot of these things, they have a short lifespan when they're most popular, and if you hang on to it after that popularity, you know, the value can, you know, the resale value can start dropping back again. So the closer to spot price you can get these things, the better, really. And of course, you know, I realised back then, some years ago, that there are a lot more secondary market silver that, you know, that's just as beautifully, just as beautiful, or beautifully struck, I was going to say, like this proof-like hippopotamus from Republic du Chad. That was my best French accent. And you know, and these things, you know, are just as beautifully done as a new release, and considerably cheaper. Not specifically those. This one I did pick up at spot from a friend, a Numismatic Society medallion, Mexican. Obviously, as you can see, the design there, and I can't remember what it was it? How many years? I can't remember now. But yeah, so there's you know, there's a lot of older coins. I mean, obviously, as we know, Libertads have all done very well. You know, the newer ones and the older ones. I was a massive fan of these older ones, as I covered in a previous video. And Salivate Metal, I did mention this to Salivate in a recent live stream, that I have the 5-ounce Great Smoky Mountains. And the reason I chose this one actually was that I just thought the image was a kind of a very like American homestead image. It depicted like the homestead life. And I just thought it was very American, the eagle flying, of course, and obviously only worth $0.25. And this was the blast, something or other, blasted version. I've forgotten what it's called now. It's got like a frosted finish. Yeah, I've seen several videos of people with the actual bullion versions all scuffed up and horrible, and I thought, no, this, and here we are 9 years on, still looking as good today as it was 9 years ago. Hats off to the US Mint for that. I think they got a feeling Sal said they lost a lot of money doing that series, but anyway. The same really applied to gold. I didn't really chase after many collector pieces, you know, new releases with the gold. I can't even remember where I got this 1/10 monkey from. But, you know, when there was such a wide choice of other pieces that were, you know, just as beautiful, like this Mexican commemorative If I can get it to focus, come on. Not enough light today, but it has the Un Peso Caballito design in the centre. 1/4 ounce gold. And you know, my LCS, I've picked up things like this, which is I've featured in many videos before. You know, he would weigh it, and small premium over spot. And of course, you know, if you can't afford these size of gold, you know, up to 1/4 ounce, there are many fractional, like this Netherlands Ducat, only struck for 2 years. This is I think it's just over 1/10 of an ounce. So it's only struck for 2 years. I have both 1927 and 1928. So it's a cheap way of stacking a bit of gold, and without chasing new releases. Now obviously some of the you know, new release gold is going to be collectible in the future. But again, it's like the silver, working out which ones are going to do well is, you know, not an easy task. So, you know, I prefer to have my safety net of just buying, you know, older pieces, and knowing they will always be worth their gold value. Like my Indian head. Not the finest example, but very nice piece of history in your hand. So anyway, I'll leave you with some silver justice, and let me know your thoughts on patiently waiting down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.